Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Here in Reunion, well, I forgot the name, the village of the silent people. So, and trading hub of Azim's Steppe. And here is another Ether current quest with a picture, meaning this is a quest chain. Hello, traveler. As it happens, some of the local Castirian merchants have been dealing with a problem involving your kind of late. Reunion is run by the Castir. It will not do you any favor to displease them. The tribe is famed for its dislike of speech. They believe that all words are merely lies. The Castiri way is to show your intentions through your actions. Nothing else should suffice for them. And yet a merchant from a far-off lands has recently appeared in Reunion, trying to force the Castir to trade by using the very words they despise. Ignorance is no excuse. I've seen others attempt to explain the local custom to him. However, it matters not what anyone says if he will not listen. I would appreciate it if you were to take responsibility for this buffoon. No doubt he is still in the Khan's tent, harping on. I don't suppose you'd fancy to take part in this conversation anytime soon, would you? If I'd done something to displease you, I need only tell me what... And just who would you happen to be? If you're here to trade, then you'll have to wait your turn. I arrived first. What's that? You're not a merchant? Well, are you aware of the funny customs these Castir have? Apparently, words aren't much use, only actions will do. I was told as much by members of other Ori tribes, but I just can't bring myself to believe it. How can one run a market if they refuse to speak? Regardless, it does not appear that I stand to gain much from continuing to rely on speech. If even a fellow outsider such as yourself is telling me to follow the Castiri customs, I suppose it's high time I acquiesced. Now that I think on it, if you're not a customer, would you perhaps be interested in working with me? Seek me out if you'd like to hear more. It's been an eternity since I last had the chance to talk with a fellow traveler. The name is Gascot. I belong to the East Aldena Trading Company and I've been stationed in the Far East for a while now. I used to work at our Kugane office until a short while ago. Word has it won't be long before the Doma fully escapes the Empire's grasp. Very few merchants are going to pass up such an opportunity to trade with a newly independent nation. I've always been a pioneer myself and decided that I would make certain I was the first to explore this new potential trading partner. I've brought bags full of foreign goods to impress the locals with. Yet despite this, I'm unable to convince them to even talk to me, never mind take a look at my wares. If only they knew what harrowing obstacles I have to overcome just to be here. Countless levies paid to pirates, daring escapes from fearsome bandits and beasts. I could go on forever. And what is my reward? The icy stare of a Castiri woman. Until today I had never met a lady that afforded me anything but a charming gent. As it seems I alone am not up to this task, I wish to ask for your aid, knowledgeable adventurer. If you help me convince them to trade, I promise you untold discounts on everything I have for sale. No need to be so alarmed, friend. I merely wish you to help me learn about Castiri customs. I would not dream of asking you to threaten them or force you to help me with my work. Their culture is unlike anything I have encountered thus far. If I'm to get anywhere, I must study all the customs and deities that govern their day-to-day lives. Only then do I stand a chance of convincing them to trade. This information shall doubtless be equally valuable to you on your travels. Why, if I weren't such a humble man, I would demand you show your gratitude to me for giving you this opportunity. Charming, huh? Okay. Let us start by finding out just how Castir communicate with one another. If we cannot learn this much, then there's not much point in being here. It is to this end that I would have asked the locals about their customs. Of course, I too shall try asking, although I fear I may have already gained an unfavorable reputation with the locals. Can't even begin to think why. If you wish to understand the Castile, you should start by considering why the area was named Reunion. The Zela tribes constantly fight with one another. However, while they are in reunion, all conflict is prohibited. The area was founded based on the ideal of the Zela coming together as one. You would have me explain Christiri customs to you. I would assume most people would pick up those up after spending a few days here. Mind you, our merchant friend makes me wonder. The Castile refuse to speak. They think all words to be lies. If you wish to earn their trust, then simply follow this principle. It should be clear what you need to do. Are you helping Gascot? Quite a handful, isn't he? He's not doing his fellow outsiders any favors, of that you can be certain. You'd do well to tell him it is about time he started following Castiri rules for a change. It's just not just the Castile, all the bloody Zela in this place hardly speak. Well, they're quite good at staring, I must say. Did you fare any better? We are supposed to show our intentions through actions, you say. Yes, over-reliance on speech is something we should all endeavor to avoid. Then there's truly only one thing for it. We gain their trust by showing when we come in peace. What? Yes, I shall greet all those in reunion and show that they only want to be their friend. That's a terrible idea, you know that, right? Here's an idea. Why don't you go and greet Kotota first? She's one we really have to convince after all. Kotota seems unsure how to react to a gesture. You wonder how to proceed. Das ist unschön. What is this? Chuckles to herself. It seems all is forgiven that you have earned her trust. Fancy seeing you here, Kotota. Allow me to show you just how friendly I am. Behold the bomb dance of Kugane. Come on now, don't be shy. Let us all get to know each other. Why do you stare at me so? Well, it seems I've overstayed my welcome. Come along, Sylvania. Let us not bother the lovely Christy any further. Pray, meet me outside. Yeah. I'm ever the optimist, but even I would struggle to say that went according to plan. I just don't understand. When I danced in front of a Castile earlier, several gathered to watch. You just seen them, Sylvania. They were beckoning for others to come look, pointing fingers, laughing. They loved my performance. After such a positive reception, I was certain Kotota would respond in a similar manner. Perhaps even dance with me, but no. All I saw was rage in her eyes. However, I have indeed gained a better understanding of her ways. Now I just need to consider how to approach them next time. Poor Gascot just wants some StB friends. In consideration of the fact that showing my enthusiasm for dance had little effect, I suggest we consider a new approach. Instead of approaching the Kaskir directly, we should focus on improving my reputation with the other tribes. As I have previously mentioned, I brought countless goods with me from the faraway lands, the likes of which Rosala have never seen. If I advertise these wares in Reunion, there will be crowds begging to trade with me in no time. Would you be up to the task of promoting my goods to those that have only just arrived in Reunion? I shall focus on the group that enjoyed my bomb dance performance. Know that they are eager to see me again. Why am I participating in this nonsense? I know, because it's a quest, but... this is literally a case of not worth the trouble. So... there's someone? You say that there's a match about selling weapons from foreign lands? Interesting indeed, but why did you think to tell me of this fact? A poor man's been denied permission to trade in Reunion. Well, I can certainly see why they'd turn him away if that's what he's selling. Though that works well for me, that is to say, he has my deepest sympathies. We Gascot are skilled hunters, certainly the most capable of all Zala tribes. We fully understand the importance of weaponry. I for one would certainly like to see your friend given permission to trade. In fact, I'll even give him some advice on how to plead his cause. While I'm talking with a merchant, I would advise you continue your efforts to win over the Kastir. Something you may wish to keep in mind, the Kastir are always in need of oil to keep the lanterns lit in Reunion. Slay a StB and bring up a lump of its fat. The Kastir are sure to appreciate the gesture. In the meantime, I will tell your friend all about trading in Reunion. I shall see to it that he knows absolutely everything. Oh yes. That seems like exactly what he needs. Someone to spell it out for him. I knew that beast would be no match for you. I also knew that Gascot would be no match for my cunning scheme. What's that? Did I say something? No, of course not. Hello again, Serenia. StB has told me everything. You are going to procure some beasts. Some fat... Excellent. Let us present this to the Kastir as StB suggested and earn their trust. A wise decision. You'll do well to follow my advice if you wish to trade here. What did we talk about, you say? Nothing especially interesting. He merely gave me some guidance as to how I could secure permission to trade here. Speaking of which, thank you for gathering the StB fat. Could you give it to Kotota for me? There's something else that requires my attention. All this is... shady. Super shady. Okay, she's unsure why I'm here, so give her this thing that won't go well. Kotota is flabbergasted. You wonder if her reaction something to do with the advice StB gave to Gascot. Could I give a sticky animal fat back to you? It seems you want to talk to you. She wants you to talk with the Union's Khan about what Jebei said to Gascot. The Khan is waiting to see how you will act. The Khan gazes upon you as if he's staring into your very soul. It seems he wishes you to grant him your succor. How will you proceed? The Khan nods at you approvingly. It seems you have earned his trust. The Khan points to the northeast. It appears there is something in that direction he would like you to investigate. Here, maybe? Come. It would appear that the area the Khan bid you visit. You decide to wait for a while and see if anything happens. You came after all. Do you have the weapons? Yes. You are certain this will allow me to trade in Reunion? Certainly. The Castilla are indebted to us. They listen to anything we ask of them. We will have permission to trade in no time. All I ask that you sell your weapons to us first. All of them. I'm especially interested in the bombs you foreigners make. But bombs? Well, I have some, although they're used for mining, not war. I don't have a great many either. None of that matters. Just give me everything you have, you fool. Then you will go back to your wretched homeland and bring more. Are you positive you've been telling me the truth this whole time? When Serenia and I talked to the Oran Reunion, we were told everyone was equal and at peace. Yet you would monopolize all the weapons I have for sale? You also claim the Castilla will listen to anything you say, but I know full well they do not listen to anyone. It seems I was wrong to call you a fool earlier. You're a fair bit of knowledgeable beneath that thick skull of yours, I see. Now you've caught on to my plan, there's no reason to continue the ruse. We need your bombs to become the dominant tribe. Now hand them over, you cur. Serenia, please accept my apologies. He told me I had to come alone. Jebei, I knew you were foolish, but I never imagined you were so far beyond redemption. I'm sorry we had to involve you in this adventure. However, your efforts have helped us save Reunion from great harm. I will make sure the Gezi clan is informed of events. I imagine he will be keen to see Jebei is punished for his crimes. How did things come to this? The Gezi may be the most skilled at hunting, but they are ultimately at the mercy of their weapons. There's a limit to what one can attain on the Azim steppe. No doubt they have long wondered what they could accomplish were they able to get their hands on weapons from faraway lands. Jebei is one of the most radical Gezi I had the misfortune of meeting. He harbors a great hatred for the larger tribes such as the Adakim and the Jangit. His plan was to use foreign tools to demonstrate the Gezi's supposed superiority. I did not ask for any of this. I simply wanted to sell my wares, that I may make a living for myself. Do not involve me in your tribal feuds. You clearly still don't understand just why you are hated so in Reunion. Think back on that fat Jebei had you procured to turn into oil for Reunion lamps. What do you think happens when bombs are set off near oil? You mean to say my actions were endangering the very lives of those who live in Reunion? I understand Kotota's reluctance now. She foresaw that the trade of foreign weapons would bring only conflict to Reunion. It would have been irresponsible of her to allow me to trade with the Zayla here. Now everything is clear. There is little reason for me to stay any longer. Allow me to apologize for all the trouble I've caused so far. You are handed a vellum covered with Castiri markings. Kotota points in the direction of Gascot headed. It seems she would have you present the vellum to him. Ah, Serenia, I just finished saying farewell to that group of bomb dance fans. Could it be? This is the very vellum required to trade in Reunion. Would Kotota see fit to bestow this honor upon me? My near bungle almost set Reunion ablaze. Because you acknowledged your mistake. Ah yes, I foolishly thought that my wares would enrich their lives while knowing nothing of their culture and customs. It's obvious to me now that's just why they place their faith in actions. Their gesture has made me feel genuine joy for the first time in a long time. And whilst I would love nothing more than to begin trade right away, I must make one more trip back to our office in Kugane first. I need to have a good think about what I should sell here. I'm inclined to believe food, spices and seeds of plants suited to the local climate would go down well. I'm sure Kotota would appreciate such goods being traded in Reunion. I'll return as soon as I'm ready. This region is so different to anywhere I've been, and that is precisely what makes it fascinating. However, there are still countless people out there who have no understanding of its cultures. Just like me when I first arrived here. What's more, if traders such as myself descend upon Reunion in droves, the Castile will doubtless struggle to keep them under control. That is why I must return, to give back to this land that has taught me so much. I owe a great debt to both the Castile and you, Serenia. I truly hope I see you again in Reunion someday. Okay. And that was that quest chain. Is he somewhere around here? I don't think so, but... because he said he would go to Kuganev. It would be interesting if he now would sit here somewhere, but I don't see him. Okay. Anyway, until next time, we play more Final Fantasy XIV. I'm Mace, and don't get lost.